What's on, movie fans? Miaza 3K here. A couple of weeks ago, me and my friend Chris drove down to a special event in Lebanon, Ohio. It was the Mojo Casher Monster Vintage Clothing Flea Market. That's a mouthful. There's a group of, I'd call them hipsters, I guess, down there at a vintage clothing store down there, and Mojo Casher, I guess it's called, and they were having a show, like an outdoor flea market, outdoor and indoor flea market, and I'm not too much into vintage clothing, but I went down there because I wanted to meet another YouTuber. Two YouTubers really. They're called Tucker and Sammy.
Yeah, the dream.
Tucker and Sammy are kind of a modern day Fred Sanford. They're kind of, one man's junk is another man's treasure. So that's what they do. They buy stuff cheap and try to make a little bit of money on it. And they do house clean outs. They pick up stuff that people are just getting rid of. They do yard work or just anything to make a few bucks, and go to Goodwills, see if there's anything collectible there that they can sell for a profit, things like that. And then they even they're also pickers. They'll go to the rich neighborhoods and pick through their trash, and they don't do too much dumpster diving or anything like that, but sometimes, but they just do a whole bunch of various things to make a little bit of money and get by, and they're getting very popular. They just passed 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, and they're in New Jersey. They're a couple, and they drove 9 hours from New Jersey to come to Lebanon, Ohio for this event, and I wanted to go down and meet them, and I did meet them. And they're super cool, and I gave him a couple shirts. I gave him a shirt from 1994, the ones with the short collar, buttons, button down, long sleeve, and another t-shirt that says Miami Mice on it. And yes, I did say Miami Mice, not Miami Vice. It was sort of a novelty parody t-shirt at the time. It was making fun of the TV show, only instead of Crockett and Tubbs, there's like a couple of mice in front of a sports car on the t-shirt. And my mom got me that shirt back then, when I was a fan of Miami Vice, of course. And so I gave him that old t-shirt I had in my closet just for the heck of it. And then I bought one of their t-shirts. They have their own merchandise. So they got one of their Freedom to Dream t-shirts. And I wanted to get this other thing that they packed up. And he was only going to charge me $1 for it, but all I had were a couple of 20s. So he just gave this to me, but I'm going to give it to somebody else anyway. So it is the Spice World photo album, and it's just something you can put your own pictures in it. There's no photographs in it already or anything like that, but I wanted to get this because, I don't know, I think I'm going to send it to Cinema Sickness, because Cinema Sickness is a huge Spice Girls fan, and this one is, as he says, brand new, somewhat factory sealed. It's a little loose, but I think I'm going to send that his way. And after we met them, let's see what it's called. most meaningful. The other video, there's a video that they did on the flea market. It's called The Most Meaningful Flea Market Experience. If you want to look that up on YouTube. And that was just a few weeks ago. In Lebanon, Ohio. About an hour away from me. And let's see, after that, me and Chris went to the Cedar Creek Flea Market, which is a few miles north of where we were, just off of I-71. And it's one of those large flea markets, out many booths, acres wide, outdoor and indoor. And Chris was a little disappointed in it too. He said he went there a few years ago and they had a lot more stuff, but there was plenty of stuff there, just not. He didn't find anything interesting to him really, and but there's the the typical, the farm finds, the Elvis collectibles, the collectible store, collectible cards, collectible model cars, video game stores, all your typical flea market stuff is in there that you can find, and it was very clean. It was very nice. It was a really good flea market, in my opinion. So we spent some time there, and I got a couple pickups there. I got a couple DVDs. I got a snapper case, Man with Two Brains, Steve Martin. I haven't seen this one in a long time. I remember it being pretty funny. And I got Still Factory Sealed, another snapper case of Wait Until Dark. It's a suspense thriller with Audrey Hepburn, where she plays a blind person, and there's just some bad guys after her, and she has to kind of figure out where they are as they come after her. And a Blu-ray triple feature of Goonies and Gremlins 1 and Gremlins 2. Gremlins 2 is interesting because it's had two home video versions. The one that I believe is on disc is the theatrical version, where there's a part of the movie where the Gremlins take over a theater, and as you're watching the movie, the film breaks and you see silhouettes of Gremlins, throwing the film around, and then they put on an old nudist film, and then Paul Bartel as an usher goes into the theater and gets Hulk Hogan, who's watching the movie, and he yells at the Gremlins to put the movie back on, and it's very funny. But if you ever rented the videotape, it's a completely different segment. The theater segment isn't there. It's a completely made for video thing when the Gremlins are messing with your videotape machine, and somebody does a John Wayne impression and tells them to put the movie back on in that one. So instead of the film, silhouettes on film, they're like cutouts of static as the shadows of the Gremlins are running around and things like that. So I don't know if that extra is actually on here. I've yet to find out. I gotta pop it on and see if they preserved that version of it, that segment from the videotape, in this Blu-ray. And I'm gonna throw in a couple bonus pickups here that I got at another store, just a local store. I got a Uncensored Rock Videos Volume 1. So, more cursing and nudity in those, probably, maybe. Gotta pop them in, find out. Monster Magnet, Queens of the Stone Age, Bloodhound Gang, Motley Crue, Fig Dish, Long Beach, Dub All Stars, Dragpipe, The Doors, Molotov, and Backyard Babies. I've only heard of 4 of those, but I'll have to check it out. And I also got At the Drive-In, a drive-in documentary. It's about the Mahoning Drive-In in Pennsylvania, and it's a really good documentary. It sat around for quite a while actually at this store because it was in the music section, and I guess documentaries probably sit around a while in those stores anyway. But it was in the music section, and because they figured it was probably the band At the Drive-In. So I finally picked that up. It is available streaming, probably even on YouTube. But I just wanted to get a DVD of it. And also, I almost forgot that I got some posters at the that Cedar Creek Flea Market. Actually had a few modern day posters, which I'm waiting for modern day posters to be really done away with, really, because they'll probably replace the poster frames with, you know, high def monitors and just display the artwork in a slideshow on those. So I don't know if paper is going to stay for a while or not, but these are some fairly modern movie posters. Got The King's Man. Got 3 of them. Let's see. New Mutants, which I kind of heard was a bit of a flop. But oh well. Little offshoot of the X-Men. And I heard this was I haven't seen it yet, but I heard this is a really good movie. And I haven't seen the first one either. This is the second one. Quiet Place Part 2. And it says, in theaters, coming soon to theaters. And yeah, that's I guess they would call this a teaser poster, really. I don't know. Usually the ones that say coming soon are called teaser posters. These are all double-sided, so they are theatrical. Anyway, that is what I got from Lebanon and Columbus and here and there, and I hope you're out there. Leave a comment. Let me know that you're out there. And I will talk to you later.